Good evening, good evening, good evening on Zoom, good evening on Facebook. My name is Richard Lewis Brown. Today is December 14th, 2022. As I start usually on my calls, I always say, good evening or good morning or hello. I say it 3 times. And people that often ask me, they say, why do you always say it 3 times? Because it took me 3 times to win the election for Local 1000 president. I ran in 2015, I ran in 2018, and then successfully in 2021, and therefore there are your numbers 7437. Add up 21. All right. So I see people who are on Facebook. Give me 1 second. I see a hand raised. Give me 1 second. So this evening we'll talk about anything and everything everybody wants to talk about. I'm sure a lot of people have questions that they want to ask me. They can ask me from Facebook. I try to watch you on Facebook. You can ask me from Zoom. Every Wednesday evening I do these calls and I use the same passcode. So if I didn't send you a code, it's the same code from the prior Wednesday. And I've never said that on video before, so I'm saying it tonight. I use the same passcode. Anybody can come to my Zoom call. I don't discriminate. I'm going to repeat that for you again. I do not discriminate. Anybody can come to my Zoom call, my Facebook, RL Brown, that's completely open to the public. My other page, Richard the Real 7437, that's completely open. A lot of people have strong opinions on Facebook. So we're going to let people express themselves tonight. If anybody on Facebook has any questions, I see you, Elizabeth. Anybody on Facebook has any questions, feel free to ask. I put up some stuff. I need your help. I need your help. We're trying to serve legal documents to protect democracy within Local 1000. We're trying to serve legal documents to ensure you get a 21% pay increase across the board. All right, so I've seen someone put a thing up on Facebook. Do you really want to come on Facebook? You want to come on my Zoom and ask me a question? And that's to Johnny Ironman Timmerman. If you want to come on Zoom, the link's up on my Facebook page. If you want to come on my Facebook, I'll hit the little button and I'll let you come on split screen with me. So you text me in your comment right now, and I'll know if you did that by accident or not. Again, my Zoom link is up on Facebook, Johnny Ironman Timmerman. If you want to come on Zoom and ask me that question, or if you want to ask me on Facebook, put it in the comments. If not, I'll keep going. So we're trying to serve legal documents to ensure that democracy is protected in Local 1000. As you know, they're trying to, quote, remove me from office. Many of you think that they've already removed me, and that's not the case. I'm under, quote, a suspension, which many of you know is not right, because I suspended the official duties of the 3 VPs initially before they tried to come around with a retaliatory suspension of me. So when they tell you he's already ousted, like they said in the SAC-B a few weeks ago, and they defamed my character, I'm not ousted. I'm still the president. I am still the president of this union. I'm fighting to retain my presidency. So I'm not ousted. So even on April 27th in that email, they said that, quote, I was the outgoing president. I'm not outgoing, unless they've already predetermined before the HR 1 hearing was already completed that they were going to, quote, remove me from office. Many of you believe that, oh, hold on 1 second. Why do they say you will not be back? Johnny Ironman Timmerman. Why do they say that? Because they've already predetermined before my HR 1 process was completed, they were going to remove me from office. Someone I spoke to today said, oh, well, Richard, they had already predetermined to remove you from office before you was even sworn in on June 27th, 2021. Because of Annika Walls, the VP of Organizing and Representation, she was already organizing, listen to this, she was truly organizing and having telephone conference calls with other individuals on how to use the HR1 process to remove me from office. And that was already verified on my April 20th, 2021 video, Courage of Convictions, when we had DLC 772 President Mary De La Cruz come on and acknowledge that. And then another DLC president, 705, Miche Roy, came on and also verified that. Now, I told everyone I had got a call the week when they announced that I won on May 24th. I got a call a couple days later from Mish Block Sherrills. I want everyone to understand this. Johnny Ironman Timmerman, I'm going to come back to you in a second. Mish Block Sherrills called me, I believe on that Wednesday or Thursday after May 24th, to tell me over the phone on a three-way call with Lisa Adams that she got a call from Sophia Perkins saying that Annika was already plotting to remove me from office using the HR1 process. And they were very, Sophia Perkins was very upset about that because they were not going to even give me a chance to show what I could do. That they were going to ignore Johnny Ironman Timmerman. They were going to ignore your vote and tell you your vote doesn't count. And that's the hypocrisy of this union. That's not a union, but a social justice financial aqueduct of the Democratic Party. I'm going to keep saying this over and over and over again. Eventually, I'll get my day in court, and I'll invite everybody down, and I'll try to make sure it's all on video, and I'll say the same thing to the judge. Now, and that court date is the lawsuit against me by Bill Hall. Bill Hall's put a lawsuit against me. That's in the Sacramento Superior Court. My lawsuit is down in Kern County, even though they're trying to move it up to Sacramento County. All right. We need people to take action. And so I want people to go to my website, and I'll put up here in a little bit when I'm done with the video. Go to my website, createexcellence7437.com. I'm going to repeat this. Please go to my website, createexcellence7437.com. Go under the membership choice action petition. Make sure you fill it out along with your coworkers and email it back to me. richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. Why is that important? That's important. Thanks. I seen someone, I just got a text. Someone's going to the website right now. It's important that we as members, and not just members, all represented employees should be filling out that choice petition. Why should everyone fill it out, whether they pay dues or not? Because your contract affects everyone, whether they pay dues or not. And I was voted to be your chief contract negotiator. And from what I'm being told, the December 4th board meeting that they kept in secrecy in an executive session, so they don't have to tell you anything except what they want you to know. Thank you, Johnny, for saying that. Thank you. And thank you for your service for being a steward for 18 years. They voted to have Irene Green be the chief negotiator. Well, that's a violation because the people voted for me under the powers of the policy file in 2021 that I am your chief negotiator. Your president is always your chief negotiator in a union for a contract. The vice president always assists the president. But they're trying to take all that from you because they don't like the fact that I won the election. And so they're trying to, quote, remove me from office. Their minds are already predetermined. So I can't get a fair, quote, HR1 hearing. And I can't get a fair, quote, meeting with the board when it's time to decide my future. This is why I asked everyone, you should be calling the union. You should be emailing your DLC president and tell them, we want that hearing out in the open. You should not be removing our duly elected president. Our voice matters. Our vote matters. You will not silence us because that makes us unsafe. If you have a democracy where your vote doesn't mean anything, then you're living in an unsafe country. And so how do we ensure that your voice matters and your vote is respected? I need your help to help me serve some legal documents. All right. So I'm going to stop there. I talked for, 9 minutes. So I see a hand raised. Derek Rope, go ahead, sir.
Good evening, Mr. President. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you today?
Oh, I had quite an eventful day, and I'm actually here to share a little bit about that on this call tonight.
Okay.
You know, I got some groundbreaking news, and I finally decided to take action. It's kind of ironic you're talking about taking action. You know, last week I called up and I talked about taking action by filing a perp charge against these board members, against SEIU for their, I guess you'd call it unsportsmanlike conduct, just to keep it, you know.
I like that.
fair.
I like that. I like that. I like that. That's nice.
But here's an issue I'm having. You know, I've taken so much from these people over the last few months. I've been called bullied in chat rooms. I've been called a gaslighter. I've been called all kinds of things on some of these board meeting calls when you used to have them open to the public. And I've had enough because the truth is I'm not a bully. You know, I fought bullies my whole life. And I know a bully when I see one. And for them to sit there and call me a bully, they should really look at themselves in the mirror. You know, I'm not the one telling someone to suck a dick, to eat a dick. I'm not calling someone a racial slur, and I'm not calling someone a fucking moron. I know that's a new one that just got launched out there tonight. And I'm sure we'll open up on that a little more.
Okay.
But here's what I did. After months and months and months of just having enough of these people's BS, I said, you know what? They need to learn their lesson. I live by an old school set of values that was taught to me as a young man, and that's don't start none and there won't be none. Right?
Okay.
Well, if Local 1000 wants to start something, I won't, but I'll tell you what, I'll finish it. So today, I had enough. My lawsuit, I filed a lawsuit last week, and with Sacramento Superior County Court, it's up on the website, and it went through. And today, I want to make the announcement to my brothers and sisters on this call tonight. Local 1000 was served. And I'm asking everyone out there, please, don't let these bullies bully you any longer. Take that action. Take that action. File that suit. Serve these people. Serve all of them. And let's get this court case rolling already. I've had enough of this. I'm not going to go through another summer of this circus show. We're going to end this shit. They want to start it, we'll finish it. Thank you. That's all I have to say, Mr. President.
Wait. Hold on. 1 second. All right. So let me make sure I hear you correctly. You're stating you filed a lawsuit.
Yes.
Do you mind if I ask you what county did you serve it in?
Sacramento.
So you served a lawsuit against Local 1000 in Sacramento County.
That's correct. That is correct.
When did you file this?
I filed this last week. I filed this. Actually, you really want to know what? After we got off this call last week, I reviewed the perp that I filed. I said, you know what? That's not good enough. I need to take further action.
So, okay. All right. So, you know, I need help. So maybe we're okay. So when I filed my lawsuit, I need help serving the documents. I don't know if you need help serving your documents. So since you took action, here's what I'll do. I do a lot of talk about people need to take action, and I'm always asking people to help me. So since you took action and filed a PERB charge, and now you're saying you also filed a lawsuit, well then let me reach out and give you the love and the respect right back, Derek, because quote we are Local 1000. Let me say, well then let me try to help you. Well, let me try to help you serve your legal documents, and then maybe you can try to help me serve my legal documents. How does that sound?
That's fair enough, but you know what?
Okay.
This is a union. I feel like everyone who's had enough of this, we should all help each other out. I want to help everyone in this room serve their documents that they file. If they take action, I'll help anyone out.
All right. So I'm gonna be a man of my word. I'm gonna help you serve your documents, because I know that when you do legal documents, you can't serve them yourself. So I hope you serve yours. Maybe we get other people to help us. Because I actually put up on Facebook today that I was asking for help to help me serve legal documents. So I can try to help you. You can try to help me. We can get more people involved so that when people say, hey, Richard, what can I do to help? This is one of the ways. Some people have called the MRC. Some people have emailed their DLC presidents. Hopefully they have an audit trail for that to show the communication that their DLC president said, whatever they said to them. Or if the DLC president failed to acknowledge their email, so that when it comes down to this future of my presidency, and it's time for me to be restored back to the Union, all this matters. This is all documentation. So I'm so happy that you did that, because you took action. I've been asking people to take action for months. But at a certain point, when I
could not take it anymore. These people need to be held accountable. I don't know what other language to say it in. It's just plain and simple. We can't sit back and watch them overthrow our voice, use subversion tactics and try to act like everything's going go, nothing happened. We didn't vote in, we didn't duly elect the president, and then they want to spend our money in foreign countries. And it's like, come on now, how much more of this are we going to have to go through? I'm not putting up with this another month. It's time to hold them accountable. And you know what? Hey, for anyone else out there who wants to step up, do it. You might just get some kind of reward out of it. I'm not going to guarantee nothing, but it's worth the shot. Just go out there and just do it. Just take the action. Take the initiative.
So when you did this, okay, so here's what I'm trying to figure out. Because when some of my legal documents were served, I got a call from SAC-B within 2 hours after I was notified that the paperwork had been served. So did SAC-B notify you to whenever you filed your paperwork? Did they notify you, asking you about your legal documents?
That's interesting. I'm not too sure on that one, but I'll tell you what, I've been getting a lot of restricted phone calls today. I don't answer restricted calls, so if anyone out there is hearing this, if you're going to call me restricted, leave a voicemail. I'll return your call. I don't know who was contacting me. They could have, but as far as I know, public knowledge-wise, no. I haven't gotten a contact from SAC-B today at all.
Well, that's interesting. Very interesting. All right. So does anyone on Facebook have any questions about legal documents needing to be served, and we need people's help on Facebook to go to these different, quote, local 1,000 leaders' homes or their work sites and deliver this stuff? Because I'm going to be going to these people, but I can't do it all on my own. I need help. And it appears that if Derek filed a lawsuit, then...
Mute your mic.
Okay, so everyone mute your mic on Zoom. So we all need help on serving these legal documents. And, someone said, well, Richard... All right, so everyone mute your mic on Zoom. So people have asked me, they said, well, why won't they, these people who you're trying to serve legal documents to, why don't they just reach out to you and say, hey, Richard, just email it to me? I don't know why they won't do that. If the whole board wants to send me an email and say, hey, Richard, we know that you're, quote, putting in some legal documents against certain members of the board, just send them through email. If those people email me and say, hey, Richard, just email it to me, I'm gonna accept it like this. You don't have to come to my house. You don't have to follow me to, quote, the store. You don't have to come to my work site. Then that's reasonable. Then I can say, hey, okay, I have this email. They're saying I don't have to personally serve them. They'll accept it through email or whatever. Now I can tell the court, and now everything is fine. But they choose not to do that. That's their choice. So it's unfortunate, because remember, these people, they always want to tell you that they're, quote, looking out for the finances, that they have all these great responsibilities as leaders in the union. But when it comes to accepting legal documentation, now they don't want to accept it. You can't find them. So this This is costing us, time and money. And that's unfortunate. Again, if those people who I need to serve documents to, if they just send me an email and say, hey, Richard, you don't have to come to my house. You don't have to come to my work site. You don't have to follow me to the store or to the gas station, to serve me this paperwork. Then that would make things a lot easier. And very, a lot more peaceful. Because I'm coming to deliver stuff. It's unfortunate how they're acting. And like you said, Derek, they act like everything is kumbaya, when the truth is that's not the case at all for this union. It's not kumbaya. And so you made the comment, Derek, up on Facebook. Now listen to this. So DLC 744 President Bill Hall called me a nigger. Okay. He's not the first white person to call a black person a nigger in America. All right. So then DLC 786 President Teresa Taylor told me to suck a dick, and her daughter, who was the president at the time of her DLC, told me. I will mute everybody right now. Hold on one moment here. Hold on. Everybody has to mute their mic, because I'm looking for my mute button. Hold on one moment. Everybody has to mute their mic. Is somebody, hold on one moment. Everyone on this Zoom has to mute their mic. Gosh. All right, hold on one. Yeah. So, please, Miss Sutton, please mute your mic. Because I can't see how to mute her. I'm looking for her. Hold on one second here. Okay, she's muted. All right. So, when DLC 744 President Bill Hall called me a nigger, he's not the first person to call a black person. He's not the first white person to call a black person a nigger in America. We know that. All right. That's not acceptable. But I don't see no outrage on Facebook about that. I don't see people saying that he made my life unsafe. I don't hear these people on Facebook coming at him the way they're coming at me today on Facebook. They're quiet. You can't find them. They know who they are. So when DLC 786 President Teresa Taylor told me to suck a dick, and her daughter, who was the DLC president of 786 at the time, told me to eat a dick, I didn't hear nobody on Facebook going at them with vitriol that they have gone at me today. I didn't hear them. You couldn't find them. Okay? So let me repeat this back to you. I am trying to serve legal documents in a peaceful manner. And so people have gone at me today on Facebook with vitriol. And so the one person, whatever his name was, told me I was a fucking moron. So you call me a fucking moron, you call me a nigger, you tell me to suck a dick, you call me eat a dick. Denise Quinn Allen on Facebook told me, quote, what a dick. She was calling me a dick, which brought up about what Teresa Taylor and her daughter had said about me back in August 11th of 2021. That brought all that out. And then Monica Blancarty, that's on Facebook, called me a motherfucker in November. So I don't know how many niggers, motherfuckers, dicks, fucking morons. I don't know how many of those I have to be until I feel like I'm unsafe. I don't know. Because the truth is, when they call me a nigger, they're calling you a nigger too. When they're telling me I'm a fucking moron, they're telling every person who voted for me and every person that supports me right now, you're a fucking moron. That's what they're calling you. And you know why they're calling you a nigger and a moron, and they're telling you to suck dick and eat dick? You know why they're telling you this? Because they don't want you to get a 21% pay increase along with GO pay and COLA, along with the essential worker premium pay. They don't want you to have these things because they think you're a nigger. Remember I said SEIU stands for Slaves, Entertaining, and Unity? They want to keep you as a slave. And then as a slave, you will continue to get these childlike, condescending contracts because they don't want you to know your financial worth. So they attack the person that gives you hope, that gives you self-esteem, that says we're not going to let these bad bosses, and not all management's bad, but some of these bad bosses destroy you in the workplace. The person that's helping you say, yes, I am somebody, they're trying to destroy that person and run him off and destroy your vote. But yet, when we try to quote, serve legal documents, now they want to get an attitude. Now they want to get offended. They want to claim the high ground. They want to say I'm doxing or whatever. No, not even true. Listen, you can look up every state employee on the internet and find their address. You can find what agency they work for, California Transparency, and find out how much money they're making. Because you're a public servant, which means nothing's a secret about your job title, where you work, how much money you make. Basically, almost like how long you've been there. You can look up a person's pension because you're a public servant. But some of these so-called local 1,000 leaders, they don't understand that. Yes, they do. They want you to think that they don't know, and they don't want you to know. There is no malicious intent. What we're trying to do is serve legal documents to protect democracy within Local 1000. We are trying to protect democracy, protect the voice of the voters. Now, Derek Roque says that he's filed a lawsuit. He has taken action. He has taken action in addition to his PERB charge. Great job. Because that takes courage of your convictions. And it takes money to do that. So he's taken his courage backed by his money to show his action. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I want everyone to have a great holiday season. Will we try to serve people during the holiday season? Yes. Let me share something with you. Because you want to serve people as quickly as possible when it comes to legal documents. When they served me, when Bill Hall had me served my lawsuit, I want to say it was February 18th, 2021. Guess where I was at? I went to one of the staff's funerals for her child. Her name is Leslie Uko. I went to her funeral to show her respect for her losing her child. He was a grown man, but still, that's her baby. And when I come out of the funeral home, I get served. They don't tell you that part. So when people get served at their homes, their work sites, at the grocery store, when they come out of a funeral, if they go to a wedding that we know about, they'll get served. We are trying to protect our union. Save our union's soul. Save our union's life. Do you have soul, as the former DLC 768 President Cheryl Allen mentioned months ago? I believe she retired. We wish Cheryl nothing but the best in her retirement. And you heard last week DLC 772 President Mary De La Cruz say that, quote, she was ready to, what did she say last week? She was ready to take action and possibly file a lawsuit. She said she was ready to file a lawsuit. Let me see. I know she said that last week. Hold on 1 second here. Because I know I wrote that down. Mary De La Cruz last week on December 7th said she was ready to take action to file a lawsuit. And I know I wrote it down. Because I repeated it because I wanted to make sure I heard her clearly when she said that. All right. But it's time to take action. I filed a lawsuit to protect your voice, to help you get money in the workplace, a substantial pay increase, along with GO pay and COLA. Now, people have focused on the money in the lawsuit, the $12 million. That's what they're focusing on, the money. That's funny. It's too bad they can't focus on the money to get you a substantial pay increase. They say that, my lawsuit. Hold on 1 second. Mark, no pre-warnings. What happened to following the chain of command, sending formal warnings? So that person on Facebook, let me address that. Because I never have really addressed that before. I was waiting for court. When they, quote, did their, quote, retaliatory suspension of me, did they ever send me emails saying, hey, we're sending you emails in a progressive way to say, if you keep acting and doing certain things, we're going to try to suspend you? Did they ever do that? They have no emails of progressive warning. It's the same for your boss. Did they give you progressive warnings before they took action to throw you out of the job? When we spent the money for the Lasting rally, I want to say that was $55,000 as I was running the day-to-day operations well within my duties of Local 1000. Remember, Annika spoke at that rally. She didn't protest against spending that money. Neither did David Jimenez. They don't have no emails saying we shouldn't have that rally. That's to the best of my knowledge. That's what I recall. But they tell you that for financial malfeasance, I must be eliminated. That's an absolute lie. I want to thank that person on Facebook for putting that in the comments. That's a great, great point. So now it is 7:02. We started at 6:30 on the dot. I said I wasn't going to talk long tonight. I'm asking, you're correct, I've been railroaded. You are correct. So I'm asking people to help me serve these legal documents. And I guess I need to ask for Derek Roque as well to help him serve his documents. But he took action. We have to respect that. He thought a per charge. That's some strong action. His lawsuit, that's even stronger action. But it doesn't stop there. So hold on a second here. I have a question. It says, have you filed for disclosure in SAC court? I don't understand that question. I'm not an attorney. About have I filed for disclosure in SAC court? Everything that's happening with the Bill Hall lawsuit against me and against you, it's up on the Sacramento Superior Court website, Department 27. Here's the case number. For the Bill Hall lawsuit against me, the case number 2022. Thank you. 2022-803793. You look up my name. You can read through all the documentation. It's public record, so everyone can stay informed. Now, my suit against certain individuals on the board, it's at the Kern County website. But you can go to my website and look up the name lawsuit, and you can highlight it and go to that Kern County and paste the case number, and you can look up that information. I'm not trying to hide anything from you. So here's the difference. When people tell you they're for transparency, 9 times out of 10 they're lying through their teeth. They're only for transparency if it's going to benefit them, or they're trying to, quote, give you what they want you to see, but they're not going to tell you everything. Both sides try the same information. Okay. So I don't understand what that person's saying. Anyway, I'm asking for your help. Because remember, when you're not really just helping, quote, me be restored back to my presidency, what you're really helping is your money. You're trying to protect your vote to get your money. If anyone thinks that if I'm not your chief negotiator, you're going to get a great contract, if that's what you're thinking, then you're part of the status quo super team. I like how that sounds. The status quo super team. Which means we know where you stand. And you like being on your hands and knees and letting the state tell you what to do every single day. So instead of having a partnership with the state, a way a real labor union would have. You'd rather be, quote, on your hands and knees as a child, aka a slave, and let them take money from you anytime they want while under a signed contract. Then why have a union? You would let them tell you, oh, we have to close down CCC. We have to close down Chickawa, the California City prison down there in California City. You'll let them take jobs from the prison CDCR. You'll let them close down those jobs and close those prisons. Then what keeps them from closing down certain jobs in DMV? What keeps them from closing down your job and replacing it with a robot? You think that I'm just talking for free, but I'm not. If you don't care about other people and protecting your jobs because you feel like you're so smart, you're so intelligent, you're so self-entitled that nothing can happen to you, you're wrong. You're wrong. A union protects jobs. We don't ever agree in a contract to give up jobs. Why would we do that? While under a signed contract, why would you agree the state has the power to eliminate jobs whenever they want? Then you don't need a union then. Why have a union if you're going to allow that to happen? And you'll never hear these so-called Local 1000 leaders tell you the things that I tell you. This is why they're trying to run me out of here as fast as possible. We will keep the faith. We will keep hope alive. I'm going to say it again. We will keep the faith. We will keep hope alive. There's no such thing as giving up in this country. If you're looking for some hope, some motivation, then look no farther than Ukraine. Russia should have rolled them over like that. And those Ukrainians are not going out without a fight of a lifetime. Much respect to Ukraine. They're not going to let Russia or anyone else push them around. And they're fighting an uphill battle, and they are putting it all on the line. At some point, when are you, as a representative employee of Local 1000, whether you give money or not to this union, to pay to vote, to pay to ratify contracts, when are you going to put it on the line? Now, I've been told that 99% of you will never do anything except sit back and complain and get on Facebook and try to act like you're Facebook tough. But when it comes down to, quote, going on strike, when it comes down to, quote, taking action, when you found a perp charge, found a lawsuit against this union, or doing whatever it takes, you're not going to do anything. That's what I'm being told. That 99% of this union are lazy, they're uneducated, and they don't care, and that's why they work for the state of California. And that's the perception that the public has for state employees, quote, state workers. That you're a nobody, and that your life does not matter. You're just there to serve them, and whenever they want to get rid of you, they'll get rid of you. That's how they feel about you. Because you don't have a union that's making the state of California respect you, not just financially, but also dignity in the workplace. So when they talk about this morning about me putting those some of those board of directors' names up and their addresses, and how that's, quote, unsafe, and their families, well, hold on a second. When you were losing 2 days of pay, how did your family feel about that? Did that make you feel unsafe? Was that doxing you? When they just gave up your money, did you feel unsafe? What did your family say about that? And they didn't even have to come to your house to serve you any legal documentation. They just took it from you because your union would not stand up and say, you're not taking a dime from us. If you want to take a dime from us, then you must furlough us. Go through those Democrats that control both houses in the state legislature in an election year, 2020, and furlough us. And when you try and you break our contract, we're going to shut you down. They keep telling you on Facebook that you can't go on strike. These people are lying to you. These people think you're so stupid. I'm telling you how they feel about you. They feel you're so stupid and that you don't know anything, and they can tell you anything they want to tell you, that you have forgotten about the strike vote in 2016 after our contract expired. They think you're stupid. And they'll keep talking to you like you're stupid. Let me tell you how stupid they think you really are. They said, we can remove this president over some BS and these people won't do a damn thing. They'll sit back and complain, but they're not going to do anything. They won't do anything. Ain't no fight in these people, because this ain't no real union. This is a high school gathering of people who want to fit into the, quote, status quo club. And so they're trying to remove me because they say you won't do a damn thing. It looks like they're betting correct. It looks like they placed the correct bet, because none of you are doing anything. And if that's how you want to be treated, they'll treat you like that. And they'll keep treating you like that. Remember, you lost 3 days of pay per month for a period of time with Schwarzenegger. You lost 1 day a month for 1 year with Governor Brown. Then you lost in 2012 with Governor Brown another day. And then you lost 2 days a month for a whole year that was scheduled for 2 fiscal years. So what happens when the day comes and they just say, we're going to take a week from you. You ain't going to do anything. You ain't going to go on strike. You have a no strike clause. You ain't going to do anything. You're going to do everything we tell you to do. And your union leadership will never fight us because we got them under control. Because the only person that was going to fight and stand up to us, his name was Richard Lewis Brown. And you allowed your duly elected president to be removed from Local 1000. That shows me your courage and your convictions about how you feel about voting in this great country. You don't. You don't care. The only thing you care about is to complain, but you're not willing to take action. And all these people on Facebook and these fake names, and they want to do all this fancy talking, and they want to talk down to you, and you let these folks talk down to you, instead of you setting people straight and going into these people on Facebook and letting them know, who are you and what work site do you work for? Because some of these people on Facebook don't work at no work site. They're in fake names. I'm not in a fake name. I'm Richard Therill 7 days a week. I may not say what you want me to say all the time correctly, but I'm not the one lying to you either. Because if you find someone that tells you what you want to hear all the time, you're being hustled. That person ain't real. So I'm going to ask people to, quote, help me serve these legal documents. And now that Derek Roque has filed a lawsuit, I'm going to help him serve his lawsuit. So we all need to come together and help serve these legal documents so we can have our day in court. This is critical. You just can't sit back. You can call me at 408-207-2339. And we're going to deliver this stuff in a peaceful, professional manner. Because remember, I told you they served me coming outside the funeral. That's how much respect. Listen, when they call me a nigger and tell me to suck dick and eat dick and call me a fucking moron and a few other names, they don't have no respect for me. But to serve me from coming outside an employee's funeral for her child, that tells me they don't respect you. They don't respect the staff. And they told you that I was the one that was, quote, harassing staff and treating staff with no respect. Let me tell you something. What they didn't tell you about that staff member that you heard me talking to on the video on February 23rd, what they didn't tell you is I have an email from that staff member apologizing to me for his behavior. They don't tell you that part. Unsolicited email from that staff member apologizing to me. I keep telling you, I'm holding on to so much information. When I tell you they don't respect the staff, there's more to that staff and how much they got. Let me stop. It's going to come out. It's going to come out in court. I can't wait. Because all these people who've been lying, and when we start when we send out these subpoenas to all these people who are causing all this dissension. Mish Black Cheryl, when she called, she's going to go to court. You heard her on Facebook congratulating Yvonne Walker on her CalPERS. But what you didn't hear her say is, when she was suing Local 1000, Richard Boyd, the former contract negotiator from years ago for sexual harassment, Local 1000 ran her into the ground. She didn't tell you that part, did she? See, I have so much information. These people are liars on Facebook, but they will be called to court. And some of these people on Facebook and these fake names, when they send you that notice saying you're to come to court and testify, let's see how much you're smiling then. Let's see. I want everybody, the Emma Goldmans and the Richard Wakes, I want them all to come testify in court under oath. And let's let the chips fall where they fall. I don't have anything to hide. When they said, do you want to run for president of Local 1000? Do you meet the criteria? From what I was under the impression, 2 years as a job steward, prior to the first day of the nomination period, I think in December. Was it December or January? One of those 2 months. So I met the criteria. So all these people on Facebook who are trying to demonize me and ridicule me, what are you talking about? And there's going to be some more stuff that's going to come out about people's files being looked into. See, that's the rest of the story. And that person who contacted me on the board of directors, that person will get a lawsuit, will get a court order too. Oh, yes. And when people try to run from those court orders, now you're going to find out who's lying and who's telling the truth. I think I've said enough for this evening. I want to thank everyone who still supports me, and to even those who don't always agree with what I say or how I say it. When people talk about my conduct, and I think that's a racial bias because they're so used to, quote, white men leading America, so white men have a certain code of conduct. That's a racial bias against me as a black man in this country. And when you see black men acting a certain way and they're afraid to show their emotions because they'll be considered an angry black man, that's racism. No different than a woman that she's speaking out and holding her ground. They say, oh, she's out of control, she's emotional. That's sexism. But yet these same people try to tell you, oh, I'm not prejudiced, I'm not racist. The truth is, yes, they are. And they don't even realize it. Subconsciously, they are being sexist and racist. You'll see a lot of them on Facebook. All right. So we're trying to save democracy. We're trying to get you this money. I got to be restored back as a president with my duly elected powers that you voted for me. My powers to be the chief negotiator. My powers to run the day-to-day operations of Local 1000 because you know you can trust me. That's why you voted for me to have those powers. Because the powers that the former president had is no different than the powers that I was elected to continue. But now all of a sudden there was a problem with that. But like we said earlier in the video, Mish Black Cheryl called me, did a three-way with Lisa Adams. And when you see these people on Facebook running their mouth, you should call them out on this. Because when they lie, take a picture of it and send it to me. But this is what they're doing. They're lying through their teeth. So I see Emma Goldman talking about you dare post people's personal homes and stuff like that. So to Emma Goldman, we don't even know who you are and what worksite you're at. You're garbage. You're garbage. You keep talking about, making yourself liable and this and that. When they call you to court, Emma Goldman, we're going to find out what you're liable for. So I see Mr. Jim O'Donnell from Local 1000 staff. I see he's watching. Good evening, Mr. O'Donnell. If there's somebody that I deeply respect over at Local 1000, it's that man right there, Mr. Jim O'Donnell. I respect him greatly, and I look forward to working with him in the future. All right, since I don't see any hands raised, we're going to cut this short. We're going to stop this at 7:21 tonight, and we started at 6:30. I want to thank you for your time. Keep hope alive. This is December 14th, 2022. I am Richard Lewis Brown, and I simply say this to you. Have a great holiday season. I will see you, and I may see you before the 21st. Okay? I may see you before the 21st, but I'll simply say this to you. Keep hope alive. Don't ever give up. Don't ever, ever give up. All right. Good night, everyone.